You're listening to the Master Passive Income Podcast Network. Welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name is Dustin Heiner, and I'm here to help you create wealth, afford anything you want in life by investing in real estate, and achieve financial freedom. And in today's show, I am super pumped to share with you the key areas, the key cities and states in 2025 that are hot markets, where you're going to be able to make cash flow, buy great properties, capture equity, and make a lot of money as you invest in real estate in 2025. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Master Passive Income Podcast, where we talk about investing in real estate with a special focus on making enough money so you can quit your job and live the dream life. And now, here's your host, Dustin Heiner.
What's up? What's up? Super blessed as always to have you here with me on the show. Now, you heard that right. We're going to be talking all about the best cities and states for you to invest in to get passive income. Now, we love investing for passive income where you make $200, $300, $400, $500 a month or more in passive income from every single property. I have many properties that make me over 500, 600 plus. Even I have some properties making me $1,000 a month. Just imagine if you had one property making you $500 a month in passive income. Well, in 1 year, that is $6,000 without working. If you had 10 properties, that's $60,000 without working. My goodness, 20 properties, $120,000 without working. That is so much money in your pocket where you no longer have to work for somebody else, but you can work for yourself. Now, there's something super exciting that I also want to talk to you and give you a little bit of understanding about the federal government and what they're doing with the LLCs. So I got to give you a little back history before I tell you this really good news. So in 2024, Congress, or our government, the United States government, they basically said anybody who has an LLC, a company, if you have a business that's an LLC anywhere in America, you need to give the federal government your personal, private information. Even though the states already have them, they're saying we're going to get past the states and get your information of every LLC you own. So basically, you had to fill out a form that tells the federal government who owns the LLC, what the ownership stakes are. And here's the great news. A district court, a federal district court in Texas actually struck down or put a injunction against it, basically stopping the enforcement for the federal government to enforce the penalizing. Like, they still can collect the information if you want to, but they can't penalize you if you do not give them your information. That is such great news. This is literally middle of December that this came out. I personally waited. I said, you know what? Lord willing, there's going to be some lawsuits against this, and they'll pause or they'll have to stop and not allow this. I don't want to give them my information if I don't have to. So I've waited. But now this beneficial ownership information form that you got to fill out, give to the federal government, it's not completely dead because the federal government can appeal it, bring it back to life, and then we have to go file. But right now, there's a little stay of execution, I guess you would call it, so we don't have to put our information into the federal government. So here's my perspective, is the federal government they're definitely overreaching. They don't need this information. The states have this information. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until the injunction's gone or released, or they go to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court rules in whatever way. I'm going to wait until something happens that gives us a more definite information if we must file or we don't have to file. So I'm just going to be patient, and I'm really glad I waited this entire year. So hopefully that's really good news for you, is that if you have not filed that beneficial ownership information form, then you can wait. Now, if you create an LLC literally this year in 2024, then it was already submitted, which is a bummer. But oh well, you can kill off that LLC, start a new one. But oh my goodness. With that, I am super excited. I am literally buying a new property in Akron, Ohio. And yes, I'm telling you where I'm investing on top of the other great cities that I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to be sharing with you all the fantastic cities that we are going to be investing in. And Akron is one. I'm buying this property for $125,000. and it's going to rent for $1,200. Now, I know it doesn't necessarily hit the 1% rule, which means 1% rule. If it could rent for 1% of the purchase price per month, which is $125,000, if it could rent for $1,250 a month, then it's a good gauge if it's possibly going to be good property. Then you do more due diligence to see if it's a good property. Well, with the interest rates right now and with the property management that I have, I'm going to be buying it and making with a DSCR loan, a debt service coverage ratio loan. It's going to be under my business name. Actually, another way I'm going to probably do it is I have a HELOC on one of my properties. I might even just use that HELOC to buy it for cash. So I have lots of options, but it's going to be making me $300 or $400 a month in passive income, even with a 7.5% interest. So there are great deals out there. I want you to be thinking that there are deals. Like, don't think the world's against you or the economy's against you. No, there are great deals out there. You just need to know how to find them. Obviously, I'm here to help you. And this episode talking all about the great cities that we are investing in right now. Now, these cities, they are, I'm giving you a gauge, or I'm giving you like a bullseye. I'm giving you hopefully some targets to shoot at, but you're going to have to do your own due diligence. Don't say, oh man, Dustin told me this is great. I'm going to jump into the city whole steam. No, you actually need to learn what to do first. You need to know how to invest, get the right people, build the business, get everybody around you. If you haven't got my free course, definitely get my free course, masterpassiveincome.com/free course, or text the word rental to 33777, rental to 33777. I will literally give you my course for free, showing you how to do all this. Now, if I just told you, or let me say it this way, if I just gave you a property in any city and said, here you go, well, that would be kind of like giving you a keys to a Ferrari without you even knowing how to drive yet. No, I want you to learn how to drive. Get the course. And obviously, we have coaching here at Master Passive Income. We got coaches. I'm coaching. We have group coaching. All the courses you need if you want to grow into multifamily apartment complexes, which we're looking to pick up a 100-unit apartment complex here pretty soon. There's a lot of great properties and possibilities coming. I'm super excited. So hopefully if you've been listening to me the last couple of years and you haven't invested yet, you need to get off the bench, get in the game, because I kid you not, we're entering one of the best times ever to invest in real estate. I am so excited. I've got so many investors lined up. I got so many properties lined up that we're potentially going to go after. But man, once this economy starts to move or change, we're going to have so many great deals that you need to be a part of. Now, I want to share with you all the amazing different cities that you can invest in, cities and states, so that you can get cash flow in all of your rental properties. And I want to pause for a quick second and share that honestly, I really want you to invest in real estate. Now, my new goal is to help 1 million people invest in real estate. So 2 things I would ask from you. Number 1, if you get anything out of this episode, please share it with somebody else. Just say, hey, check out Dustin and Master Passive Income. He really wants to help 1 million people to invest in real estate. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to get you to invest in real estate. Get my real estate investing course absolutely for free. Text the word rental, RENTAL, to 33777. Rental to 33777. I'll literally give you my course, show you how to find an area of the country to invest, how to build the business first. I always talk about that, and how to find the right properties, how to make sure you're getting experts to do the work for you, and scale the business to where you're making $250 or more in passive income. Scale it to quit your job. I'll literally get to you, or go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Obviously, it'll be in the description, but I really, really want you to invest in real estate, because the more that actual, normal, everyday people own real estate that are good landlords, the better everybody's life gets. I'll be absolutely honest and say, you do not need to invest in real estate in your backyard. Like, you don't need to make sure that you can drive to this location, maybe invest 30 minutes away, 2 hours away. In fact, where we invest in real estate, we don't even ever see the property even before we buy it, let alone after we buy it. We hire experts to do all this work. And now we're going to talk about today, where is the best place to actually invest in real estate? Where are my students buying rental properties? Where are we seeing the best success for real estate investing? Now, as we're getting this brand new year, I want to share with you the best places. The first best place is Birmingham, Alabama. My students are investing in Birmingham, Alabama. We're finding great rental properties that make us a minimum of $250 a month in passive income. Now, there's so many great things about Birmingham, Alabama. Everything from the population increasing, crime is relatively low. We can buy decent properties at a lower price, but then at the same time have high rent. That is the best thing about having out-of-state investing, away from where you live. Like if you live on the East and West Coast where it's really, really expensive to live, well, in the Midwest is absolutely fantastic. So the first area that I have my students look at is Birmingham, Alabama. Go look for properties and I'll give you the criteria of the type of property that you want to be looking for. This is what we do here at Master Passive Income, the cookie cutter type home. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,200 to 1,500 square feet. We don't want it too big that it's going to be a lot of extra paint on the walls, extra toilets, extra everything to clean up and fix. But we also don't want it too small where families don't want to rent. We want to have tenants in there, families that they live in there year after year after year, where the family, the mom and dad work in the area, the kids go to school in the area, the church is right in the same neighborhood. So we want these homes that people want to rent. Now, the first place, like I said, is Birmingham, Alabama. You start looking at good cities. Now, I'm going to tell you, out of all these cities, there are bad areas of the city, or not the best areas. I wouldn't say bad, but not the best ones. Now, my suggestion, check out all the videos on my YouTube channel, check all the podcasts, all the articles that I've written on how to find great areas, but also you want to learn how to build the business first. If you don't build the business first, which means you get the experts in that area to do the work for you, then you're actually going to be losing so much money because you're not going to be doing it the right way. Get my free real estate investing course. Check the link in description, masterpassiveincome.com/free course. I'll literally give it to you, or you can text the word rental to 33777. I'll literally give you my free real estate investing course, rental to 33777, but link will be in the description. With that, the next city that I find my students are doing really, really great in is Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri is actually doing really, really well. On top of that, I'll give you another side one, is St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis and Kansas City. Now, these are Midwest properties. Prices are much lower than you would expect, and the rents will be higher. Now, in both of these cities, I give you literally two cities right in one. You have Kansas City, Missouri, and St. Louis, Missouri. They are both really, really great areas for you to invest, where you're going to buy a home for, let's say, $100,000. And with that $100,000, you will also be able to rent it enough to where you're making money in passive income. And our suggestion here at Master Passive Income is to make $250 or more from every single property that you make. So you calculate all of your expenses, you take your income, which is how much you could rent the property for, and you deduct the two. So the difference is your passive income. Once you start figuring out your expenses, then you get your experts to tell you how much you could rent the property for. Then you make an extra $250 a month. 10 properties at $250 a month, that's $2,500 a month. That's $30,000 a year without working. 20 properties is $60,000 a year, or $5,000 a month in passive income. So we got Birmingham, Alabama. We also have Kansas City, Missouri. We also have St. Louis, Missouri. These are all great cities for you to invest in. Next up is Indianapolis, Indiana. A great place. Actually, my students have been investing there for a little while now. And when you're finding these properties, you're going to have some rougher areas. But what you do is you have your property managers and your realtors, your contractors, the experts to tell you, hey, this is a bad area. This is a good area. That's a good property. That's a bad property. On top of that, your property manager is going to let you know how much they can rent it for. If you think you could rent it for $1,500, but you could only rent it for $1,200 or $1,200, well, you will actually be losing money. So what we do as real estate investor here at Master Passive Income, we build the business, get the experts to actually do the work for us first. And the next city that is really, really good for my students is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, it's a little colder up there, just like another city we're going to talk about in Ohio. But when you're investing in certain areas that are a little colder, you have the little nuances of what you're going to do with the weather. Because when it gets cold in Ohio and Wisconsin, people don't really move. So my suggestion is once October gets around and you don't have a property rented, lower that rental price so that you can get a tenant in there, because you do not want a vacant property over the winter. Now, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you're going to have a lot of great properties in there. And you have to realize that there's a bunch of weather factors that you're going to have to worry about or be considerate of. Like the painting, you have to paint the walls, the outside walls more often, because like in Arizona, where I personally live and invest, we have more fading. Like the paint fades and it doesn't look as good. But in the Midwest and obviously in the Northeast, you're gonna have a lot more cold where the paint starts to flake and chip off. So you have to scrape those down and paint them up. So I've actually had cities, my city where I invest in, come by and tell me, well, hey, this property has too much flaking paint. You actually need to scrape all that off and paint it brand new. So when you're investing in these winter type areas, these cold type cities, you want to make sure that you have these types of things going on in your mind. Like tenants don't like to move in the winter. They love to move in the summer. Lots of them move in the summer, as well as painting, making sure that your pipes don't freeze and all that good stuff. And the next city that my students have been doing amazing work in is Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee. Now, not everybody is going to live in every single one of these cities. Like you might not even care to visit these cities. Any of these cities that I'm mentioning, you might not care to even visit them. You probably wouldn't even want to live there, but other people will. I'm not saying anything bad about them. Just realize the mindset of an investor. We build a business and that business has inventory. In Memphis, Tennessee, there is lots and lots of inventory. In fact, one of my students, Benjamin, in 2 years, he bought 22 units, 11 duplexes, 22 units, and was making like $8,000 a month in passive income in just 2 years. Imagine being able to do that in anywhere in the country, and you don't have to be able to drive to, but you hire experts and then they do the work for you. So next up is Memphis, Tennessee, where you are going to be able to find really inexpensive properties, but then also have decent rents, where if you take care of the property, take care of the tenants, you're going to be making a lot of money in passive income. Now, the next one that my students are finding a lot of great properties would be Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio is actually doing a very, very good job of having really, really low prices, as well as rents are considerably higher compared to the price of the homes. So what my students are doing is we're finding homes that they can buy and fix up and rent out for $250 a month more in passive income. Now, all over Ohio, you're going to find lots of great little pockets or little cities that you're going to want to invest in. I'll give you another one in Ohio. So first is Dayton, Ohio. It's a really, really good place. Good area to invest. Next one is Canton, Ohio. Canton, Ohio is also doing very, very well for my students. There's a lot of great things going on in Canton, Ohio, from attractions to people going in there. We have Airbnb. Some of my students have Airbnbs there as well, short-term properties. And with that, we make more money every single month because we're renting it per day instead of per month or per year. What happens then is we have these cities that in Ohio, we're actually making more and more money comparatively. Like if you invest in San Francisco, bought a house in San Francisco, you can't rent it to make passive income. It's going to be very, very hard. But in places like Dayton and Canton, Ohio, you're going to have great success there. And the next city is Hammond, Indiana. Now you can buy properties as little as $100,000 and make $250 or more in passive income. And remember, just because you're not going to want to live there, you might not, but other people absolutely will. So what we do is we buy these properties, fix them up, get experts to do all the work for us, and then rent them out for passive income. Hammond, Indiana, we are having great success there because you're finding lower priced homes. They're not like the $20,000 homes, but they're $100,000 to $125,000, maybe even $150,000, and you're still making great money in passive income. Another great city that we are finding good success in is Adamsville, Alabama. It's a little smaller of a city. Birmingham is a much bigger city, one of our other cities that we talked about here. Now, Adamsville, Alabama, you're also going to find really, really good homes. You're probably going to find $135,000 homes that you're going to be able to rent and get passive income. Now, these homes, you're going to have bricks, probably brick exteriors. You're going to have a lot of great tenants in there, and it's a little smaller. So the little caveat is you're going to have to do a little extra work to make sure you find the right property managers. You're going to have to do a little extra work to find the right inventory, because what we do here at Master Passive Income is we find a city that we want to invest in. And with that city, we also make sure that we have the entire business built out. We want to make sure we have enough property managers. Well, if you think about this, if a city is very, very small with a lot of few rental properties or really just few homes in general that people would want to buy and rent, well, then you have fewer property managers. In bigger cities, you have a lot more property managers to choose from, which makes it easier on you to find one that fits you. I kid you not. My students, we've had, hundreds and thousands of students now. When we go and find a city, it's really hard to find the right property manager for us. We interview 5, 10, 15 property managers, as many property managers as it takes before we find the right one that fits into our business that we can make sure that we trust, they can communicate well with us, and we can allow them to make us money, which is the most beautiful thing. Now, in all of these cities, when we're investing out of state, we want to make sure that we don't lose money on any of these properties. Now, what happens is we hire the experts. They make sure we know how much it's going to cost to fix up. We make sure we know how much it's going to be able to rent for, what our expenses are, so that before we even buy a property, we know what to expect. Just like if you're going to build a business where you're selling candy bars. If you're selling a candy bar for $1 and you knew every day you can sell it without a shadow of a doubt, you could sell it for $1. And if you can buy that same candy bar for 50 cents, well, you'd make 50 cents from every single candy bar. You would absolutely do this. You do it all day, every day. Well, what if you did not actually sell it for $1, but you sold it for 25 cents? You bought it for 50 cents, but you could only sell it for 25 cents. You would be losing money, losing 25 cents every single month. We as investors, we look at our properties as inventory. Every single one of these cities, in fact, anywhere that you invest, even if it's your own city that you live in, consider that inventory. This is not a property that you're going to fall in love with. This is, unless it is, and you're going to move into it. But other than that, what you're going to do is you're going to view it as inventory that other people will utilize until they move out, and then you get it fixed up and put somebody else in there. So these are the cities. We have Birmingham, Alabama. We also have Canton, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. We have Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. We have Adamsville, Alabama, Indianapolis, Indiana, Memphis, Tennessee. So many great cities. But if you could see where these are in the Midwest. We even have students investing in Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, like in the Southeast. We're also investing there. But if you look about the Midwest is still a fantastic area of the country. So you guys get out there, start investing, use this list, start finding the properties, build the business first, and become super successful investing in real estate, and watch this video right here. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, if you want to make passive income by investing in real estate or grow your investments to achieve financial freedom, well, consider joining the Real Estate Wealth Builders Mastermind with me. Now, in the mastermind, we have people that in as little as 18 months have bought enough properties, 12 rental properties, to make money for them passively for financial freedom, and you can too. It's not about having a lot of money to invest. It's about having access to the right information, the right community of people, and the right coaching. If you're interested in joining, I want you to check the link in the description and join us so that you become financially free by investing in real estate. And that is it for today. Go ahead and get my free real estate investing course. Text the word rental to 33777. RENTAL to 33777. You can also join my Real Estate Wealth Builders group coaching, get all my courses. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next show. See ya.